is just around the corner. And Brian, before we went to break, you said February, and Rob, you said October. You are not wrong. October is the best month. It offers the lowest premiums, but the single day, January 9th has emerged as the day with the lowest premium at 3.8%.
Interesting.
This is based off a ATTOM analysis that they do every year. They're always looking at the best week of the year, best day of the year, best month of the year. So
everybody's busy going to the gym after New Year's.
Right?
Right.
So they're not thinking about buying a home for those first 2 weeks when they pay all that money for a gym membership that they're done using by the end of January. No, but they go on to say a new ATTOM analysis reveals the best day of the year to buy a home based on the lowest premium above the automated valuation model, the AVM. You use that when you're looking at mortgages? Automated valuation model?
We do a little bit. Yeah, I guess that, not personally, I'm not paying too much attention to it, but that's kind of what runs in the background. Every once in a while you get a appraisal waiver, which means sometimes appraisal's not required.
Yep.
So it's basically just fancy, sophisticated computers running all the data and
saying the home's worth what somebody's paying for it.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, to me, that is a much better way to gauge it versus the opinion of one person. I think we should maybe lean into this a little bit more.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of folks don't realize, but so Fannie Mae buys all the mortgages, which means they have all the appraisals.
Right.
So the computer system that Fannie Mae has is like Zillow on steroids. I mean, they actually have thousands or maybe millions of appraisals. And so
think about
they know how much these houses are worth.
We had 26,000 closings in the state of Connecticut, right? We know we had the lowest inventory, but if you went to some of the other states that have had higher, I mean, you could definitely say there's over 1 million a year. I mean, we're going to sell just under 4 million homes for the year. Usually we're around 4.5, 5. We're going to be about 3.8 million homes. So they have 3.8. Let's say some cash purchases. Let's say about 2.5 million appraisals to look at every year. Quite a few. And while a broader analysis of best days for buying homes shows the month of October still offers lower premiums for home buyers, January 9th emerges the day of lowest premiums at 3.8%. On average, home buyers are still paying more than market value, according to the AVM, but on January 9th, they're paying far less compared to the 14.4% they would pay on May 28th. ATTOM's ATTOMs, I'm just going to call it, data is based on its analysis of over 47 million single-family home and condo sales from 2013 to 2022. So, Brian, for the 94.9ers out there, what are they talking about when they're talking about paying a less premium versus the 14.4% premium they would pay on like May 28th?
I don't honestly know. It's not something I look at very often, but I would guess that they're somehow calculating average price and then how much you're paying. I mean, it's kind of like buying a car. Like, it's kind of like MSRP, I would think.
Right.
Like, they somehow calculate, like, this is how much a house should go for. And I mean, it's about competition, right? So if a lot of people want the house, you're going to pay more money. And if not a lot of people want the house, you're going to pay less than MSRPs. And then, so there's certain times a year where there's less demand and therefore getting a better deal in layman's terms, basically.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense, especially here in New England. As we continue to talk about, we're heading into that seasonality dip of it. So January, February are our slowest times. Once we hit about that halfway point in February, we start to ramp up for the spring market, and then March, April, May typically are the busiest times.
Right.
So I can get in alignment with that. But what if January 9th doesn't work for you? What if you're not like ready to go on January 9th?
We sell houses 365 days a year, Chaz.
Well, the ATTOM analysis also has 5 more days offering lower premiums for home buyers.
Just kidding. Don't make your real estate agents work on the holidays.
On Christmas. Don't make us work on Christmas. December 4th, this one just passed a 4.4% premium above market value. And then the next 3 dates come in the best month to buy. So October 9th, 4.4%, October 2nd, 4.5%, and October 10th, 4.5%. And then rounding out the top 5 days outside of the January 9th, so this would be actually the 6th best day to buy a home, September 7th. Got to give that one a shout out. That is my wife Jill's birthday, so that's a good date right there. I can get on board with that.
House for a birthday.
I can get her house for her birthday, yeah. Another house, that's all we need. And then they went on to just recap the best months. Obviously, we said October 6.2, September 6.8, November 6.8, December 6.9, and August at 7.6. So I've always, typically in my career, I've been in real estate almost 5 years now. The fall has always been my best season.
I was just gonna ask that because this is interesting. I was gonna say which one of these months are you two most busiest? And I've been in it for about 6 years now, and the fall is my busiest as well. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, no, I would. This October I was not busy, but I guess that was the rates were really high this October.
Right.
I would say, are we talking all 12 months or just the ones on the sheet here?
No, let's go all 12 months here because I'm curious to see like when you feel the most like busy.
So, well, it's interesting. Sometimes I'm busy doing pre-approvals, and sometimes I'm busy actually handing in loans for processing. So generally once we get into past I would say December is a quiet month for pre-approvals, although this December has been pretty busy so far. But like once you get like a week before Christmas, it gets real quiet.
Real quiet,
yeah. From like December 15th to the 30th is real quiet.
Right.
And then I'd say right around January 9th, the phone starts ringing again for people that want to get pre-approved. So I spend, I think last February, I did like 48 pre-approvals in February.
48.
Yeah, but I think I only closed 6 loans last February.
Right.
So I was busy, but not a lot of people were buying houses. And a lot of those people were like gearing up to buy. Right. So typically April, May, June, I would say are probably my 3 busiest months of the year.
For closings?
For both. I mean, it's just everybody's going nuts. Like, as soon as those flowers start blooming, it's just, a lot of early mornings and late nights. And then
so you're getting a lot of calls for pre-approvals.
Yeah, a lot of pre-approvals, and the people that I pre-approved in February are getting their offers accepted, and new people are coming in for pre-approval. So that's second quarter is always my busiest quarter. And then once 4th of July week rolls around, that's usually a quiet week, 4th of July week, and then it kind of slows down for the summer and then starts to get busy again. I'd say September, October are busier than July and August for me.
Okay. Yeah, I tend to, the way I look at it is like I think about obviously 2024 coming up quickly. So from Thanksgiving to Christmas, I do definitely take some time off, but I don't kind of pack it in, as they say, and continue to work. And that's where I would get like on a little bit of a hot streak because a lot of people aren't out there working. So there's plenty of opportunities to go out and to find a deal. And a lot of buyers aren't even thinking about home shopping then because they're spending time with family or they're traveling. So that's where I've seen that. We don't have a huge family, so we don't have a ton to do. We got a couple little parties here, like our one team holiday party this past week. That was a great time at Corsair in New Haven. Had never been there.
That was excellent. That was on Thursday. That was excellent. Me and Brian, we actually had matching shirts.
We did.
Different color, but we had the same.
We did not plan that. We did not plan that.
So they say.
We work hard and we play hard.
We work hard and we play hard. But it's interesting you mentioned 4th of July because the ATTOM analysis actually does it amounted to 362 days a year, including the leap year data, with 4 exceptions being January 1st, July 4th, November 11th, and December 25th. So, as Brian said, don't make us work on Christmas.
Yeah.
But